One peaceful morning, you wake up and feel the fresh air surrounding you. The sunlight gently shines through the window, and everything seems calm. But do you know that in this moment, when you are enjoying that peace, there is an invisible enemy, unannounced, that could come and change everything? Stroke, a disease that can strike suddenly and disrupt your entire life in the blink of an eye. Surely you will ask, how can we avoid it? How can we protect ourselves and our loved ones from this dangerous disease when everything can happen at any time? Stroke does not discriminate by age and is one of the leading causes of death and disability in older adults. But the most important thing is, stroke can be prevented if we understand this disease and actively change our lifestyle. And you will be surprised to know that sometimes just a few small changes in daily habits can help reduce your risk of this disease. Let's explore stroke, recognize the early signs, and ways to prevent it effectively. Don't let stroke come and take away your precious abilities. Act today, because health is the most valuable asset in our lives. Stroke can happen suddenly, and when it comes, the consequences are unpredictable. Stroke can rob you of your ability to move, impair your ability to communicate, and even take away your independence in life. A disease that arrives in a moment, it leaves lasting consequences throughout your life. However, stroke is not a predetermined fate. It is a disease that can be prevented if we are aware of the risk factors and take proper health care. Healthy lifestyle habits, such as maintaining a balanced diet, controlling blood pressure, reducing stress, and staying active, are powerful tools to help you protect your health. But how do we know if we are at risk for a stroke? How can we recognize the early signs of the disease? Let's explore the important knowledge that all of us should know. Start taking action today to protect yourself, because every day we live is an opportunity to make our lives healthier. Because if you or your loved ones are over the age of 50, understanding stroke and how to prevent it could be the difference between peace of mind and unfortunate consequences. Take a few minutes to watch this video and start making changes today. Stroke concept: sudden and dangerous. Stroke, also known as cerebrovascular accident CVA, is an emergency medical condition that occurs when the blood flow supplying oxygen and nutrients to the brain is interrupted. The blood vessel can become blocked or rupture, causing serious damage to the brain. This can cause part of the brain to malfunction, leading to changes in basic body functions such as movement, speech, and cognition. If not treated promptly, stroke can result in serious consequences, from loss of mobility in part of the body, language disorders, to memory loss or death. A stroke can occur suddenly, even without any warning signs. However, understanding the causes, symptoms, and risk factors can help you prevent it and take timely action to reduce severe consequences. 1. Ischemic stroke. Ischemic stroke accounts for approximately 85% of all stroke cases and is the most common type. When a blood vessel supplying blood to the brain becomes blocked, usually by a blood clot, it reduces the amount of blood and oxygen that reaches brain cells. Without sufficient oxygen and nutrients, brain cells begin to die, leading to disruption of brain functions. When the blood clot moves into smaller blood vessels in the brain, it can cause blockages that lead to irreversible damage if not treated promptly. Common causes of blood clots include atherosclerosis, where cholesterol plaques narrow the arteries, blood pressure imbalances or arrhythmias, such as atrial fibrillation, which can cause blood clots to form in the heart and travel to the brain. 2. Hemorrhagic stroke. This type of stroke occurs when a blood vessel in the brain ruptures, causing bleeding in the brain. The bleeding creates pressure on brain cells, damaging brain tissue and potentially causing severe injury. While less common than ischemic stroke, hemorrhagic stroke has a much higher mortality rate. The main causes of brain hemorrhage are usually high blood pressure and factors that weaken blood vessels, such as vascular malformations or aneurysms. Recognizing stroke. Early detection to save lives. A stroke often occurs suddenly and can cause severe damage in just a few minutes. However, if you can recognize the early signs and act quickly, the chances of saving the patient and minimizing long-term effects are much higher. Early signs of stroke may appear suddenly and can easily be overlooked. Therefore, knowing how to recognize these signs is crucial. The Be Fast rule is a simple and effective tool to help you recognize stroke symptoms. Be Fast Stroke Recognition Rule. Be balance. Sudden loss of balance or dizziness. The patient may feel dizzy, lose control of their body, or be prone to falling. E-eyes. Sudden blurriness or loss of vision in one eye. One eye may become blurry, or in some cases, the person may lose vision completely. F face, a drooping face with one side of the mouth or eye sagging. This is the easiest sign to recognize and often appears first, helping you identify it quickly. A arms, weakness or numbness in the arm or leg on one side of the body. The person may not be able to lift their arm or leg, or feel weakness on one side of the body. S speech, difficulty speaking. Slurred or unclear speech. The patient may have difficulty speaking or may not be able to communicate clearly. T time. Time is crucial. If you notice any signs from BFAST, you must call emergency services immediately. The faster you act, the higher the chances of saving the person. Causes of stroke. Risk factors you need to know. Stroke is not a random disease, but the result of accumulating risk factors over time. Some of these factors may be genetic, but there are also factors we can control through lifestyle and dietary changes. Here are the key risk factors you need to be aware of. High blood pressure, hypertension. High blood pressure is the largest and most controllable risk factor. It causes pressure on the blood vessel walls, making them more likely to rupture or become blocked, leading to stroke. Cardiovascular diseases. Conditions such as atrial fibrillation, coronary artery disease, and other heart problems can increase the risk of stroke by causing blood clots to form, which block blood flow to the brain. Diabetes. People with diabetes are at higher risk because the disease damages blood vessels, leading to atherosclerosis and reduced blood flow. High cholesterol. High levels of bad cholesterol. LDL can form plaques in the arteries, obstructing blood flow. Sedentary lifestyle. Lack of physical activity and obesity increase stroke risk. Physical activity helps maintain a healthy weight and reduces the risk of other conditions such as diabetes and high blood pressure. Unhealthy diet. Eating a lot of processed foods, high in salt, fats, and sugars, can increase blood pressure and cholesterol, both of which are risk factors for stroke. Stroke symptoms. Recognize and act quickly. Stroke symptoms can appear suddenly and may change rapidly. Therefore, early recognition and swift action are crucial. Typical symptoms of stroke include weakness or numbness on one side of the body face, arm, leg. This is the first and easiest sign to recognize. Difficulty speaking or understanding speech. Stroke can cause the patient to be unable to communicate or understand others. Loss of balance or dizziness. The patient may feel unable to stand, dizzy, or prone to falling. Sudden loss of vision. Vision may become blurry or be completely lost in seconds or minutes. Severe and sudden headache. This is a sign of hemorrhagic stroke, with severe headache accompanied by vomiting. How to prevent stroke. Live healthy. Live mindfully. Stroke is a preventable disease if we maintain healthy habits. Here are effective prevention methods for stroke. Control blood pressure. Regularly monitor your blood pressure and keep it below 120/80 mmHg. Eat a healthy diet. Eat plenty of fruits, vegetables, and foods low in salt and fats. Exercise regularly. Exercise for at least 30 minutes every day. Yoga, walking, or swimming are great choices for seniors. Reduce stress. Practice relaxation techniques such as meditation, yoga, or engage in enjoyable activities to relieve stress. No smoking and limit alcohol consumption. Smoking and excessive drinking increase the risk of stroke. For those over the age of 50, taking care of your health is more important than ever. Don't wait until you show symptoms to start taking care of yourself. Take preventive measures now to protect your health and the health of your family. Life is precious, and stroke can occur at any time if we don't take proper care of our health. However, with healthy habits and early awareness of symptoms, stroke can be minimized. Start taking care of your health today to live a long and fulfilling life. Take action today, because health is the most valuable asset.